What up, though? What's the what show today? I ain't got nobody on with me today. It's just me today, so we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna talk about Luke Cage today. But before I do that, I'm gonna show you some black businesses like I normally do. Here we go. First black business is Starberry. Oh shoot! Sorry about that. I got that in the background going on. My bad. Well, here we go. We got the Starberries going on. Starberry started his shoe line back up. It's been up for a while, but I ain't show it before. So some nice shoes to wear. Only $32.98 for these pair, and then they got some pairs for about $14.98, $15 and $33 for some shoes that if they was Nikes, they'd probably cost $150 and up. So support the brother. Starberry, you can go to www.starberry.com and pick this up. The next business that I'm going to show you, it's not really a business. I just think you guys need to look at this book. If you have never read this book or have never heard of this book, this is a book that you need to definitely have in your library, The Destruction of the Black Civilization. Very good book. It talks about ancient Africa, ancient Egypt, and basically breaks down Africa from an African point of view instead of telling the history of Arabs and Europeans in Africa. It tells the history of Africans in Africa. So definitely a good book. It also shows some of the mistakes that the Africans made when they allowed the Europeans and the Arabs to come into the countries and kind of do different things. So good book. I think you guys should read it. So I'm gonna get right into it today. I got my son in the background. You probably hear some clicking in the background. In the background, he waving because he think y'all can see him. But hold on, there you go. Back here waving. Big Mike, say what up, Big Mike.
What's up, y'all?
So I got him in the background doing some of his homework. He ain't got no school tomorrow, so he probably gonna stay up for a little bit. But here, I'm gonna just show you this. This Luke Cage came out this weekend, and I saw this. One of my homegirls, I saw it, and she said I should make this a topic tonight. She was gonna be on here with me, but I think she ran into some other issues that she had to do, so it's all good. But Luke Cage is unapologetically black, and white people are seeing red about it. This is just deep. That some of the tweets that went out about Luke Cage being a show with a black star and mostly having black actors in it. Here's one. I'm not racist, but why is Luke Cage so political? Why they talk about being black all the time? Where are the white characters? That's kind of funny to me. Is it me or the new Netflix Luke Cage a little racist? Notice it's mostly black. Where is the diversity? Oh man, lack of white people in Luke Cage makes me uncomfortable. This show is racist. How is this on Netflix? Here we go. Let's think about this. Here. Somebody wrote this. He said, I wanted to like this. I really did. Watched the first 20 minutes. Did not see a single person of any other race except black. This is not a representative of America. In this country lives people of all races. Said it turned it off. Will not be given another go. We live in an age of racial double standards. If a movie is made with an all-white cast, they are insulted and attacked, demanding that there be some racial diversity. You have blacks in shows and movies that depict ancient Britain and other Euro nations at a time when blacks did not exist there for no reason other than to quiet the violent black mobs. It is not my intention to spread, justify, or glorify and I wasn't saying anything else, but I just want to stop on this one real quick because he obviously doesn't know history. There was never a time in ancient Britain, or if you want to say ancient Britain, there was never a time in Britain when there was really Britain that black folks wasn't there. Most of the castles that were built in Britain were built by Moors. That has been proven countless times in history. We know that Moors brought civilization to Europe. They brought toilets to Europe and showed, because they were not using toilets. They showed them how to wash their behinds in Europe. So blacks have been in Europe since Europe has been a flourishing country. So he obviously doesn't know history. The other thing is this is that we don't really demand to be in movies about ancient Europe or anything like that. All we ask is if you do a movie about ancient Egypt, you put black people in it instead of white people. Um, I don't think I've never heard a black person say, "Oh, we're not in Pride and Prejudice." I don't think we really care. So that's crazy to me that he would even use that. Then if a movie's made with an all white cast, we really don't care about that either. There's a whole bunch of movies made with all white cast, and we say nothing about it. And there's a whole bunch of movies made with all black cast, and we really don't say anything about it because in real life, no matter how many people of all races live in this country, in real life, this country is very segregated. I go into different communities all the time, and still, no matter where I've lived at in Michigan, here in Atlanta, Georgia, you can go into a community, and if you go into one community, and if you have a Korean in that community or a Asian person in that community is mostly Asian. If you have Jews and Jewish people in one community, that community is mostly Jewish. And if you have black people in a community, that community is mostly black. And if you have white people in a community, that community is mostly white. You may see one or two black people or something else in that community every now and then. But for the most part, we live in a very segregated society. So to see a show like Friends where there was never a black person on the show, that's not unbelievable because they probably never really hung with a bunch of black people. And it's very believable to think that a person can go to a bar in a certain part of a city and there not be a black person in there because a lot of times we don't go to bars or we don't go to places that we don't know. So it just is what it is. That people are mad about a show with a black actor and most of the characters are black. I guess they consider Rosario Dawson as black, but I want to say I know she's definitely Puerto Rican, I believe, and most Puerto Ricans do consider themselves black. But at the end of the day, that is some diversity there. And I'm quite sure. Luke Cage came from the Jessica Jones. They did Jessica Jones show first, and he was on that show, and there was diversity on that show. So I think they really need to calm down with this. I think the other thing is, what are they gonna do when Black Panther come out and it's a black superhero in a black African country? How they gonna react to that?
Wasn't they mad about Avengers? It's Captain America.
I don't know if they were mad about Captain America, but I just know this reminds me of when this reminds me of Rue from Hunger Games. How they were mad that Rue was a black girl, and in the book it clearly states that I was like, these people never read the book, huh? I guess people don't read. The fact of the matter is there's most people only read one book a year, and the average person in America, truly, by statistics that I read, the average person in America has only really read one full book in their lifetime, which is sad. These are people that's voting for the president. No wonder Trump looks like he could have a chance to win, because not that I'm voting for Hillary. Don't say it. Don't think that that's what I'm doing. But wow, that people are mad that that we have a show, one show on Netflix. If you go on Netflix right now, you can get into a whole bunch of movies where there's not one black person in the movie. I think I just rented. What was that movie I rented, Michael?
About what?
From Netflix that I got from Netflix. What was the movie? It was man, I can't think of the movie, but it was not it was not a black person in the movie. I didn't get mad. I wasn't upset.
Was it a scary movie or something like that?
I think it was a scary movie. Wrong Turn. That first Wrong Turn, it was not.
It was one Puerto Rican.
It was not one black person in the movie. So And I didn't get mad when I was watching it. I mean, nothing to be mad about. And I'm quite sure most black people don't get mad when they see certain things. What we get mad about, again, is when you tell history and you tell it in the wrong way. You got Cleopatra, three times that Cleopatra, or you had Cleopatra with two different times it's been white women playing Cleopatra. Cleopatra wasn't white. Just as simple as that. History will tell you that. If you look up history, that's not tainted history or that's not twisted history. Flat out tell you that. It's just not what it is. So I'm sitting. Sorry about that. Let me pause for. I was pausing for a second because I just got a text, and so just waiting. Might have somebody else joining in on this with us who might get his ideas on it or whatever. Mike, what you think about this, man? While you're doing your work, just real quick, you can just say something so they can hear you. I know we ain't watched Luke Cage yet. That's the one thing too. We haven't watched it. To be honest with you, I'm gonna watch it. I just haven't had time to sit down and watch and binge watch because I got other stuff going on. So,
I just don't get why everybody's mad about this now. When first time somebody's ever saw Luke Cage, he was black in comic books.
Yeah, Luke Cage is a black comic book character.
He was
always black in the comic books. He lives in, New York City. And New York City is very diverse. But even in the diversity of New York City, you might see a white person in the background, but you can have a bunch of black people that never ever talk to white people in New York City. That can happen because this is America, and this is America in a place where there's still a lot of prejudice, there's still a lot of stereotypes, there's still a lot of racism. And while I don't believe that black people can be racist because we don't have any power, and to me, racism is a system of power, but I do believe we can be prejudiced. And I do believe that we can look at white people and really think, like, I don't know where this one is coming from. So we take our time before we actually get to know them and try to be open to them or whatever, because, we don't trust that. And I believe some white people really can't be racist because they don't really have any power. They're prejudiced too. A lot of times when you'll sit down and you'll talk to white people, and you'll find that they actually, if you sit down and talk with white people, you'll find you got so much in common, because at the end of the day, we are all human, but you'll find that you do have a lot in common, but you'll find a lot of differences too. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But we really need to get over the fact that if there's a black cast, we're mad. Or if there's an all-white cast, we're mad. All I'm saying is if you're going to do a movie about history and you're going to have an all-white cast, then the movie is historically incorrect.
I got another thing too.
Okay, go ahead.
See, I'm not trying to really make it racial or anything, and that we're better than white people, we're better than anything else, everyone else. And but like you said, if we're gonna watch, we can watch Friends, and it can be funny to us, and we don't say nothing about it. But then Seinfeld, Big Bang Theory.
There you go.
Everything. I like Big Bang Theory, and
thing is that
something like this come on, Luke Cage, that everyone kind of likes because it's a Marvel comic book that people have actually read and picked up a lot. Why is it such a big deal now?
I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you this first comment, I'm not racist, but that right there, if you start your comment with "I'm not racist," you're racist. I'm sorry. Sorry to have to start your comment that way. Lets me know that you are about to do something that you know is wrong. That you know at the end of the time.
It's not political. It's just
I don't know if it's political or not, but I do know because again, I haven't watched it, and I know you probably haven't watched it. But what I will say is this: is that I mean, life is political. That's what life is. Life is political. Is the way this country is set up. Everything's political. So I mean, if the country is based on racism, is based on treating people a certain way. This country is so jacked up that you can go and watch the gangs of New York with Leonardo DiCaprio. If you watch that movie, you'll understand why this country is so messed up because the originals, according to that movie, they called themselves the originals. That's how messed up that the white people were in that movie. And in real life, in some ways, the elite white people are messed up that way, and they thinking that they are the originals. You're not the originals to this land, so you need to really stop that. But they had the originals, and they were dogging out the Italians that were coming over, dogging out the Scottish people that were coming over, and that was what the whole Gangs in New York movie was about. Is about how a certain group of white people would dog out other white people in order to, it was like it doesn't really matter. It's like this country is built on grouping people into a group, and what I from everything I've read and everything I've studied, it seems like the elite, the rich white people decided one day, you know what, we got to get, it's not enough of us, and we can't let these poor white people come in and mix in with these black people, and they will, because they will run amok against us. And what they did was they started all this race stuff so that we as poor, people as poor white people, we as black people wouldn't come together and come up against them. Because really, at the end of the day, the country really is split up amongst the top 1% or the top 1%, and then maybe the top 10%, and then the rest of us are the other 90% fighting for the crumbs that they leave. And if we all join together, we can change this thing. But they keep us fighting over bullshit like this, like Luke Cage and stuff like that. Just some real silly stuff. I thought it was an interesting topic to talk about because. Go ahead. What you about to say?
Like I said with Pokemon Go, when everybody was getting shots, and it was just a series of police killings on the news. Oh, what is this Pokemon Go game?
Yep.
Oh,
Pokemon Go. Everybody was downloading Pokemon Go. Yeah, I remember that. Pokemon Go just got big.
Another series, Luke Cage. Everybody wants to talk about that.
Yeah, or Kim Kardashian getting robbed.
Yeah, Kim Kardashian getting robbed.
I feel for her. I have my opinions on it. I think she was set up, or they trying to do an insurance job. One or two. I don't think she was actually. She was set up by her own people, or it was an insurance job. It'll all come out eventually. If it was an insurance job, it'll probably never come out. They'll probably clean it up for her because she's Kim Kardashian. Yeah, but it's just not, something about the whole situation just don't seem right. That's the whole purpose of being in a hotel. You telling me they tied up the concierge, and that's the only person working in the hotel? Man, get the hell on. But anyway, the next thing I'm gonna talk about today is if somebody come on, we'll get back to the Luke Cage or whatever. But the next thing I'm gonna talk about today is meditation, and I just want to give you a definition, because what I find is that a lot of black people, especially people from black people from a Christian background, tend to think that something is wrong with meditation. Some people say that meditation is an approach to training the mind, or whatever. But some people, I think they relate meditation to Nam Myoho Renge-Kyo. I think they relate that to watching What's Love Got to Do with It, and think it's some type of voodooism or some type of something like that, even though ain't nothing wrong with voodoo either. But that's a whole other subject. Somebody probably gonna be like, "Well, ain't nothing wrong with voodoo," but I got somebody trying to get in with me. But he's getting in on the wrong thing. Let me see if I can get him to come in on the right thing. But
Okay.
But yeah, so let me see if I can get them in here. But yeah, meditation, man. It is something that I feel like we really need to get into. Clearing your mind, getting focused in your mind, opening up yourself so that you can kind of learn what it is that you need to know about yourself. Prayer is great, but meditation. And what up, Sean?
What up, Randy?
Yeah, we got Sean in the house today. Big Sean. Hey man, look, man, I was talking about we got Lee. Lee has joined us also. We're gonna get off here in a minute. I've been on for about a good 20 minutes, I think. But we gonna get off here. What up, Lee? Can't hear Lee yet. I can't hear him. His voice ain't coming through. But hey, Sean,
shit clean out right there.
You say what?
I was doing me a little, how the housework. They clean out the shed. Bulk day tomorrow.
You got to get that for the wife. Get on you, man. You got to get that done. Got it. Hey, so Sean, man, did you watch it when it came out?
I got I haven't watched it yet. I got it downstairs as far as to watch. I haven't watched it yet, but I can tell you what though, what everybody telling me, it's off the hook.
Okay, so I ain't watched it yet either, man. But what I was peeping out, man, I'm gonna put this up on the screen for you to see. I just got finished talking about it, but I'm gonna get your ideas on it. Let's see if you can see this. Luke Cage is unapologetically black, and white people are seeing red about it. I mean, if you would see some of these posts, man, it was like, look at this. I'm not racist, but why is Luke Cage so political? Why do they talk about being black all the time? Where are the white characters? It's like, what are you talking about? Like I'm trying to figure out what's the big deal about Luke Cage. Like, on the real, what's wrong with us having a black one show? One show. It's just one show.
But it's kind of funny because I mean, you had Spawn. Spawn was played by a black man with HBO years ago. Spawn was black.
Yeah, but see, Spawn did have a lot of white people in it.
Yeah. So this must be all black right here.
I guess from what I'm understanding, it's all black. It's all the way, just all black, man. And okay. I'm gonna let you see a couple more of these posts, man. Crazy.
I'm looking at them.
Is it me or the new Netflix? Luke Cage, a little racist. Notice it's mostly black. Where's the diversity? Here we go. Then the dude, he asked him back. He said, "White lives matter." Called him out. That's exactly what I would do. Then the other guy said, "White lives matter did protest, but they called them a hate group. If you say anything but Black lives matter," it's like what else do they want? I was listening to your boy Paul Mooney earlier today, man. He said white people going crazy. He said they're trying to take everything from us. And it was an old one, but it was talking about when Glenn Beck was talking about Martin Luther King don't belong just to black people. and all that different stuff. So I mean, here's another one. The lack of white people in Luke Cage makes me uncomfortable. This show is racist. How is this on Netflix? I really don't get it, man. I'm just lost on it. Hey, Lee, are you here?
But Lee, what?
Here? I don't think Lee. I can't hear Lee. He on here, but we can't hear him or whatever.
So they must be saying the same thing about Empire.
No, and that's the deep thing. They're not saying it about Empire, but I'm gonna tell you why I feel like they ain't saying about Empire. Every now and then you do see some white people on Empire, and then the other thing about Empire is you got a gay man, you got a man that's losing his mind, and they dysfunctional as hell. They want to see Luke Cage ain't really dysfunctional. Luke Cage is just doing the right. I think it's the power of a black man that they get mad at.
The fear, yeah, I get that part because Empire, I call it the Black Dynasty.
Yeah, I mean, they dysfunctional in the mug. I mean, it's a good show. I mean, I know a lot of people dog it out, but I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I mean, people watch them damn reality shows all the time. So I mean, it's all right. It's an okay show. What's the other show? Power. Power ain't all black, but it's mostly black. I mean,
right.
I mean, the white people that's in the show, they just they in it just for filling. But I mean, the main characters are black.
But I put it like this: you got 4 or 5 million viewers. Like Empire got 10 million viewers. Power had about 4 or 5 million for a paid station. That ain't all black people watching that show.
No, it ain't. It ain't. And Luke Cage, it ain't all black people watching Luke Cage either.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they said they couldn't even keep the streaming up this weekend. They had they said the streaming got shut down this weekend. So I'm lost on that. Like, why is it such a big deal?
You know, they also got some on the net too. They got some on the net right now going on the flip side that black women mad because Luke Cage in real life got a white wife.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't really get off into that because I mean,
like, wow.
I mean, the fact of the matter is this. I mean, how many most of these guys, they get a little bit of money, or most of these guys that, you know, that get to that, they have white wives. A lot of these guys that go off to college, they you know, and that's what they end up dating is white girls, or they end up marrying white girls.
Because what I don't get really, I'm trying to figure out, like, I guess I got to watch it. I mean, what is it because the show is successful? I'm trying to figure out what's so, I mean, it's not like, if you know, I mean, I'm not familiar with the Marvel comic, but like my coworker was telling me, like, he's been on Luke Cage for years and he wanted to see it done right. And he was like happy with the way they did it. But it's like, what is so much about him? It's like, he's like,
Luke Cage has always been black. Ever since the comic came out, he's black. I mean, and to really be honest with you, if they really understood Marvel Comics, when they do stuff and as a black person, they make that black person very unapologetically black all the time. I mean, and even the X-Men is based off black people. It's based off the civil rights movement. Professor X,
I read that.
Martin Luther King, and Magneto was Malcolm X, and it's based off the. So it's like, how could you really be mad at this show? And that's what's just tripping me out about it. Hey man, I had talked about that, and then I was getting off into talking about meditation, man.
Okay.
In what I feel like is something that is very important to do. I feel like people really need to start thinking about meditation. But I was trying to get my boy Lee on here, so we probably could talk about this again another day.
Okay.
But I'm just going because he's real big into that. So, but I'm just going. You know, it was funny to me because I was just, you know, when we was in ministry school, me and Jay, when we was in ministry school, I remember when, I ain't gonna say the teacher's name, but I remember one of the teachers had something real negative to say about meditation. And I think that most black Christians look at meditation.
Conjuring spirits.
Yeah, I think they think of conjuring spirits. I think they think of Nam Myoho Renge from Love. What's Love Got to Do with It? Yeah, I think they think of that, and I think they think of Buddhism, and they don't really take in account that even in the Bible it says that you're supposed to pray and meditate. And I think when they think about meditation, they thinking about the chants, the Om, and all that different stuff. But you don't even have to do that to meditate. I mean, that's what some people do. But one guy was saying in the Buddhist tradition, the word meditation. This is his exact quote. He said, in the Buddhist tradition, this is a neuroscience lab director from the University of Wisconsin. He said, in the Buddhist tradition, the word meditation is equivalent to a word like sports in the U.S. It's a family of activities, not one single thing. So meditation goes far and deep beyond just closing your eyes or making noise Om or Nam Myoho Renge. It's almost like a lifestyle. And I think most people need to really think about getting into meditation, because what I find is most people, when they pray, they are praying for something, and they're not really taking the time out to listen to God about what it is. I think if you take the time to meditate, you would probably get a lot more things answered about that or whatever. What you think about meditation, man?
Well, me personally, I always find when I meditate, I don't consider meditating. I always just kind of do something to take my mind off stuff. So if that means like me driving, me taking a long ride, and me taking an extra walk or extra lap, I mean, I really don't get into like sit down and just meditate and just really clear my mind. But I do. But my sister, you know, she dealt with a lot of health stuff, but one thing she did every day, and it's almost crazy, it wasn't no seance or nothing, but she had incense, and she went to Target and bought them the sounds of the ocean, the waves. Like, I literally have CDs of this, and she would sit back and just like sit in her room, cut TV off and everything, and she wasn't praying. She was just cleared her mind, was in thought. So I said, "What are you doing praying?" She was like, "I'm freeing my mind, and whatever negative thoughts she had, she let it leave."
Yeah,
and
man.
It was like,
yeah, and you know, I was looking at this other thing. It says here in the Buddhist philosophy. In the Buddhist philosophy, the ultimate benefit of meditation is liberation of the mind from attachment to things it cannot control, such as external circumstances or strong internal emotions. The liberated or enlightened practitioner no longer needlessly follows desires or clings to experiences, but instead maintains a calm mind and a sense of inner harmony. And really, that's what meditation is. That's what your sister was doing, trying to just kind of, probably she was trying to get, you know, she couldn't control what was going on with her body, so she probably was trying to clear her mind so that she can be at peace and be at rest. You know, because
that's like holistic now, right? They consider that to be the holistic, quote unquote, now, right?
Basically, man, the holistic. But I mean, even if you did that in the Christianity, man, I mean, I think it would, if you added that to, you know, most people will say, well, you need to meditate on the word. But I mean, most people, when they say that mean that they reading and they still thinking on everything that has to do with what's going on around them. They trying to relate that Bible to everything that's going on around them. And what meditation is really supposed to be is, even if you take that verse, you're supposed to take that verse and figure out, you know, and just basically close your mind and think about, you know, some people close their eyes. That's why I just close my eyes. But you know, they just sit there and kind of think about, you know, try to get your mind just focused on that one verse. And as you focus on that verse, it's supposed to open up to you and help you, to show you what it is, you know, instead of you trying to figure out how that works in your life. The verse is really supposed to speak to you and show you how it's supposed to work in your life. So, I mean, you know, like I said, I was going to get my boy on here because he's been doing that for a lot longer than me. But he had some things to do. He had some family in town. He tried to get on for a hot second, but I don't know what happened with his phone. I don't know what's going on. He didn't hit me up, but I wasn't going to stay on here long, man, because like I said, I had got on here and got started, man. Hey, at the beginning of the show, man, I showed the Starberry, the Starberries. Did you know what Starberries are, right?
Yeah, I used to buy Brandon Starberries for like $9 to $10.
Yeah, well, they look. I'm about to show you. They got them back out, man. He brought them back out. Look at these right here, man.
He hooped in them too, no problem.
Yeah, they man, I bought some. I used to hoop in them. They and run in them and everything. They some tight shoes, man. Look at these. Yeah. They some tight shoes. None of them look like real hooping shoes to me though. They look more like, you know, casual shoes. But I mean,
I used to go right to Stephen Barry's right there. Felt like I used to pick them up.
You know, well, you can go online now. He still got them for like, he got these right here like $32. And then he got these other ones for $14.98, $15 basically. So and the one is like $33 and the other one's $15.
Only reason I bought them was the proof point, just to support him. That's the only reason I bought them. But then I come to find out they last just as long as his other shoes.
Yeah, man, mine last, man. I never had a problem with mine, man. Never had a problem with them. Never had a problem with them, dude. So, I don't know why my man ain't coming in on the right thing, but he trying to hit me on my phone, but he ain't coming in on the right side or whatever. So, hey, look, man, I'm gonna get off of here. Hey, let me ask you this: have I ever told you about this book right here, The Destruction of the Black Civilization?
No, but I'm looking at it right now. I'm getting the pen and writing it down.
Hey, get this book, man. It's a textbook. It's gonna take you a minute to read it.
I ain't got none but time.
Yeah, it's a textbook. It ain't no read through and just be like, oh, I read the book. This is it takes some time, but it's by Chancellor Williams, man. It's on here on Reality Speaks bookstore for $19.95. This is a black bookstore, so if you want to buy it from them, you know.
Oh, and I do want to.
You'll be supporting the black business.
Okay, I do want to show next week when you. I know you support black artists. I got a guy I work with. He's a comic. He got his own comic book. He's been doing it for years.
Okay.
And he got a character named Dreadlock. So I'm gonna get his information so you can promote him.
Hey, let them know. Let them know that's what I'm doing. Let them know that's what I'm doing. Let them know where to go on YouTube and look at it, and tell them I'll support it. I'll put it up next week.
Yeah.
Hey man, get the information to me. Hey, we out. What's the What Show? Thank you for joining us. We out. Bye.
All right.
All right.